The chilling chronicles of Jeffrey Dahmer, the man who would become one of America's most infamous and horrifying serial killers. Jeffrey Lionel Dahmer began life in the quiet suburbs of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, on May 21, 1960. To the casual observer, this baby appeared unremarkable, but beneath the facade of what seemed to be a typical Midwestern family, a dark and twisted tale was quietly beginning to unfurl. Dahmer's early life hinted at the instability that would later consume him. His parents' marriage was fraught with discord and eventually ended in divorce when he was a teenager. While his parents' turbulent relationship provided a turbulent backdrop, his own behavior as a child displayed early warning signs. His fascination with collecting roadkill and experimenting with dissolving animal bones and chemicals foreshadowed the darkness that would later emerge. Yet it was during adolescence that the more sinister aspects of his personality began to manifest. His fascination with the macabre evolved into a morbid obsession with human corpses. His first step into the world of murder occurred in the summer of 1978 at the age of 18, when he lured a hitchhiker named Stephen Hicks to his family home. What began as a sexual encounter ended in a brutal murder, dismemberment, and the grotesque disposal of Hicks' remains in a wooded area. Following this gruesome act, Dahmer's murderous tendencies seemed to recede for a time. He enlisted in the U.S. Army, serving as a combat medic, and it appeared that he might be on a path toward a conventional life. However, the relentless urges that had been simmering within him began to resurface, and he was discharged from the military in 1981 due to escalating alcoholism. The early 1990s marked a chilling escalation in Dahmer's crimes. He had moved into an unassuming apartment in Milwaukee, which would become the epicenter of his horrors. Here, he continued to lure young men, often offering them money or alcohol as bait. Once inside his apartment, his victims faced drugging, sexual assault, and ultimately death. Dahmer's methods were both methodical and grotesque. After committing murder, he would dismember the bodies, often keeping grisly souvenirs like photographs and body parts as trophies. His apartment, unbeknownst to neighbors, had transformed into a chamber of horrors. Many would later recall foul odors emanating from his residence, but they remained blissfully unaware of the horrors transpiring behind closed doors. Dahmer's meticulous and precise approach to disposing of bodies included acid baths, boiling, and the preservation of body parts, which allowed him to continue his reign of terror undetected. The turning point in Dahmer's sinister saga came in 1991 when one of his would-be victims, Tracy Edwards, managed to escape from his apartment. Edwards flagged down police, who initially suspected a routine domestic disturbance. However, they were about to stumble upon one of the most horrifying crime scenes in American history. Upon entering Dahmer's apartment, officers discovered a nightmarish tableau. They found photographs of dismembered bodies, severed limbs, and a collection of skulls. Dahmer was swiftly arrested, and He would later confess to the murders of 17 young men, each confession accompanied by chilling and horrifying details of his heinous acts. The trial of Jeffrey Dahmer would become one of the most sensationalized and grotesque criminal trials in American history. His candid confessions, combined with the gruesome nature of his crimes, shocked the nation. In 1992, he was convicted of 16 counts of murder, which would later be amended to 17 after the discovery of additional remains. While awaiting trial in prison, Dahmer experienced his own taste of violence. He was attacked by a fellow inmate, resulting in severe injuries. The assault ultimately proved fatal, and on November 28, 1994, Jeffrey Dahmer was pronounced dead in the hospital. The legacy of Jeffrey Dahmer remains a haunting reminder of the depths of human depravity. His case raises disturbing questions about the human capacity for evil and the ability of individuals to conceal their monstrous desires. As the chilling chronicles of Jeffrey Dahmer gradually recede into history, the horrifying nature of his crimes continues to cast a long and dark shadow over the world of true crime. Dahmer's name has become synonymous with the very epitome of evil, a chilling reminder of the monsters that can lurk in plain sight. It is a story that continues to evoke shock, disgust, and morbid fascination, and it reminds us that the capacity for evil is a disturbing facet of human existence that we can never entirely comprehend. If you like this story, kindly subscribe and hit the notification bell to be updated for new story release. We love to hear from you, so comment down below for your opinions on the story. Thank you for watching.